Hi, and welcome back. It's video 3, week 3 of our Self Off the Shelf challenge. And this week is, you know, this week is about becoming a little bit more present. This week is gearing into the powerful energy that starts to swell at this time of year. And I want to make sure that you are really tapping in to this experience. And that starts with presence and mindfulness and just finding that sacredness within. This week is also the full moon, so it's important to be present within that as well. There's something magical about the last full moon of the year. There's something about tapping into that energy and tuning in. Over in my breathing space, my membership program, we have a mentor who comes in for moon ceremonies. This month, she's actually going to be doing a winter solstice ceremony on the 21st, but we always also acknowledge the full moon over there. And it's a really important time to tap into the appreciation and abundance that is flowing for you. It's also a good time to just let go, like we were doing last week, making sure that you're letting go of anything that's just not serving you. Full moon is a powerful energy source. So if at any time this week you are feeling ruffled or getting caught up in things, you can always just look up in the sky. We're at shorter times of day here in the northern hemisphere. And, you can always just look up and see that big moon just there taking care and surrounding you. So allow yourself to be feasting in that a little bit. And at the same time, too, let's just tune ourselves into a sense of presence and groundedness and inner connection. So I'm going to offer you a few simple tools today that you can be using throughout the week to just kind of calm any of your anxiety or stress, to start seeing yourself kind of building up as the end of year is approaching. Allow yourself a few minutes a day just to tap in. And actually, even more so, I'd like to encourage you that if you start to feel yourself building up in energy here, to make sure that you're using that tool from earlier on in this series where you focus on your feet and allow that tension to flow through you. Okay, so a couple of little things that you can do to be more mindful and more present. And I know that we're building up in intensity, and I know that you might not have a lot of time to actually watch this video. So let's really make sure that we dive in. A simple thing actually is to become mindful of your senses. So, when you step outside, just breathe in the fresh air and allow your lungs to be filled with the air from your surrounding, like from outside. It's amazing how used to we get to the stale air of just living in a house, or being in an office building, or when you are in the grocery store. It's amazing how that air we get used to feeling that within our lungs. So taking time to just breathe in and smell the Christmas and the crispness of the air. Listening to the sounds and just taking some time just to quietly listen to the sounds. Perhaps you have a fire on and you can hear the crackling of the wood, or perhaps you just actually listen to silence. Just allow yourself some time to listen. Take in the sights, making sure that you are present in the moment, looking at the different things that are around you that you don't usually see this time of year. So exploring your senses, making sure that you savor each cup of your coffee and that extra moment, really appreciating it and savoring it and loving it and being mindful in that. Now, I'm actually going to turn your attention to your children a little bit, because honestly, I think that there's something so magical about seeing this time of year through the eyes of your children. Watching them as they slow down to just look at things or smell things or enjoy things. There is an amazing wonder that comes in watching snowfall or counting Christmas lights. My kids used to always love to do that whenever we drove anywhere. I was always like, I'm going to count the Christmas lights, and they would count how many lights they could see. They notice things. And one thing I learned early on was that in my rushing, I was often rushing their experience. So it would be them wanting to slow down to explore something through their senses. And I would feel called to be like, no, 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 we got to do this. No, we got to do this. We got to do this. Ooh, 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 we're going to do this big celebratory thing, forgetting that they were actually experiencing something sensually. So take some time to see what they're noticing, what they're enjoying, and give yourself permission to actually drop into the zone of appreciating it from that level as well. Be mindful to observe and experience through them. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. You will notice that it transforms the experience because all of a sudden you're feeling present with them. And it has this wonderful ripple effect where if you're noticing that your children are starting to get too hyper or overexcited, that the more present you are with them, the more you're tapping into their experience, they will calm down and meet you in that same space. Remember last week we talked about that world disc experience. Well, when you step into the world of your child and see through their eyes, you will find that there's a different harmony that forms. There's something that unfolds and flourishes in front of you, and you find that all of a sudden everyone's just in a different space. Suddenly everyone's laughing rather than going hysterical. The tension seems to ease. It's just a question of being present and mindful with each other. So that's one form of mindfulness. It's just tapping into your senses. Just enjoy experiences and allow them to flow effortlessly. I mean, then a couple of other things that you can do. So if you are feeling tense, if you're feeling like you're bumping into a whole bunch of experiences that just aren't nice, or giving you anxiety or giving you stress or just too fast paced, and if everything's just stressful, then it's really important to calm your nervous system. It's really important to tap into a sense of presence by actually telling your body that it's safe. Because when you're in that stressful mode, your body's going to read it as not safe. So simply inhaling and exhaling at a count of 5, 6 times will actually calm your nervous system. So inhaling for a count of 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhaling for a count of 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You do that 6 times, you've had a whole minute of simple, deep breathing, and that will regulate your nervous system and calm you right down. It's a phenomenal, phenomenal thing. The other thing I want you to be mindful of is just focusing in on your heart. If you put your hands on your heart and you breathe deeply into your heart, you're going to find that you can shift perception to your inner self, that you can tune in to that spiritual sense of presence and become mindful of what you're truly feeling and experiencing. So, simple exercises this week. Mindfully being aware of your experience, your sensual experience, savoring all of the different things that you can savor this time of year. It's a very sensual time of year. So, allow your senses to bring you back to the moment. Making sure that you're observing that through your children, making sure that you're picking up their cues rather than imposing an experience on them. Listening to your heart, plugging into that center, deep breathing, allowing yourself to regulate and feel safe in your body. So again, you create that space of feeling present and aware and mindfully in this moment. You might find that as you are working on this, things from last week will start to emerge. And all of a sudden you'll be like, oh, wait, actually, I can't relax, Christina, because suddenly I'm remembering that I have this big to-do list that I've always done every year, and all of this is bombarding me. And then you do the letting go practices that we covered last week. If you might just be joining now and only catching this video, you can remember to all of a sudden practice that connecting, practice that decision that you're going to listen to your heart and to trust yourself and to be compassionate yourself. No matter what, always remember that all of this starts with doing a little bit better every day. Give yourself that compassion and also get out there and just enjoy that noon, because you're surrounded in love, surrounded in light. You are held in a divine spiritual energy of love and light. And in all of this, I hope you know how loved you are. Soak it up. And I will see you next week. Next week, we are coming in. It's winter solstice. By the end of that week, it'll be Christmas Eve, Christmas. It is a time of tapping in to the sacredness of it all, the holiness of it all. And when I say holiness, I might not be beginning with an H. It might also be about holiness. It's about listening to that deep divinity within. As I mentioned before, though, just to give you a bit of a heads up, on winter solstice, we will be having a ceremony over in the breathing space, so that will be there. And in case you didn't know, the membership program is a rather unique experience because every Sunday, no matter how busy anyone is or what the season is entailing, every Sunday I do offer meditation and energy healings over to them in the members. We have a big Zoom call that we do every Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. British Standard Time. And there's also a replay. Everyone is held in a space of grounded energy healing so that you can feel present in the day. There's also a great community over there where there's a Facebook group, but right now over this month, we're actually using WhatsApp so that everyone can connect without being on too much social media. We're currently working through vision boards and setting intentions. And then at the end of the month, all the breathing space members will be invited for free to the Creating an Intentional New Year workshop that happens on the 29th. So that's another thing to keep an eye on too. Please, for all of these offerings, I do want to encourage you to come over and check out the website, spirituallyawareparenting.com. And there you're going to learn all about what this next step looks like. If you're looking at all of these exercises that we're talking about, it's feeling a little, well, how do I implement these, Christina? This is what I do. This is what I do for breathing space members. This is what I will offer you in workshop. My workshop is a full-fledged process of learning what you need to learn from 2021, releasing what you need to release from 2021, and bringing forth what serves you into 2022. Setting clear intentions for 2022 and allowing that year to really be fine-tuned with a word of the year, intentions for the year. I love hearing people say at the end of the year, "Well, my word really showed up this year." It's a powerful annual process that I offer breathing space members and then other participants as well who aren't breathing space members. So by all means, pop over to the website, have a prowl around. You're going to find a whole range of interesting things that will support you in this season and in the next season. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Christina Fletcher, Christina@spirituallyawareparenting.com, or simply hit reply to any email of mine. Love and light, everyone, and take care. Bye now.